Starvation likely killed Nora Ann. No sign of foul play. Lynas given 6 months to continue operation. You're watching News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Irish teenager Nora Chan died of gastrointestinal bleeding, probably due to the lack of food over a long time and prolonged stress, as revealed in a press conference today. Negeri Sembilan Police Chief Dato Muhammad Mat Yusof said the autopsy on Nora Chan also found that she died 2 or 3 days before her body was found. The body of the 15-year-old special needs girl was found on Tuesday about 2.5 kilometers from an eco-resort in Pantai after she went missing on the 4th of August, a day after she and her family checked in for a holiday.
Sebenarnya adalah disebabkan kebocoran pada usus di testin ya. Testin telah bocor disebabkan oleh kerana tidak ada makanan dalam tempoh yang panjang dan disebabkan oleh yang stres yang berpanjangan. Itulah punca kematian yang diperolehi oleh patologis.
Speaking to a press conference at the compound of the Negeri Sembilan Police Headquarters, Datuk Muhammad said pathologists from the Kuala Lumpur Hospital and Tuanku Jaafar Hospital conducted the autopsy from 11:45 a.m. yesterday until late into the night. They were assisted by experts from the Chemistry Department and Department of Forensics in Petaling Jaya. Datuk Muhammad said that so far there is no element of Nora Chan having been abducted, and there were no signs on the body to indicate rape. Additionally, he said several samples of tissue from the body have been taken and sent to the chemistry department for further analysis. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Amina Maimuna Iskandaria have expressed sadness over the passing of Nora Chan. Controller of the Royal Household of Istana Negara, Dato' Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin, in a statement, said their Majesties also expressed their condolences and utmost sympathy to Nora Chan's parents, siblings and her extended family. The Irish teenager was found dead on Tuesday, having been reported missing on the 4th of August after she and her family checked in at an eco-resort near Seremban a day earlier for a 2-week holiday in Malaysia. Dato' Ahmad Fadil also said that Sultan Abdullah thanked the search and rescue team as well as volunteers involved in the search for the special needs teenager of Franco-Irish parentage. The King also thanked the British, French and Irish authorities for the support rendered in a Nora Chan case. Malaysian authorities mounted a massive search and rescue operation which sadly ended when her body was found on the 10th day of the operation. Authorities have widened the search area to 500 nautical miles to locate Singaporean kayaker Tan Eng Soon, 62, who remains missing while kayaking near Mersing, Johor since Friday evening. Now, the search in the sea, which is conducted at the waters off Kuala Kemaman, included a ship and a boat, which involves 32 officers and the residences surrounding the area. Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency Mersing Zone Chief Maritime Commander Haris Fadzila Abdullah said residents around the island and around the waters of Kemaman are requested to share any information should any discovery be made. It was reported yesterday that the body of a woman was found floating at sea about 5 nautical miles east of Kuala Kemaman by local fishermen at 12:50 p.m. yesterday. The body was later confirmed to be that of Josephine Phua Giok Tin. Last Thursday, Singaporeans Tan Eng Soon and Phua Giok Tin were missing at about 5:40 p.m. after they got separated from a group of 13 friends while kayaking between Pulau Seribuat, Pahang and Pulau Mertang, Mersing. A 33-year-old man who assaulted a Grab food rider in a robbery attempt at Filio Damansara recently was sent to the Sungai Buloh prison today after he failed to pay his 6,000 ringgit bail. Abu Bakar Subianto from Tampin Negeri Sembilan had earlier claimed a trial to the offence at the Petaling Jaya Magistrates Court today. According to the charge sheet, the accused and another suspect who is still at large were charged with causing hurt to Muhammad Amirul Adli Muhammad Shaharuddin by using a forklock as a weapon, resulting in injuries to the victim's head and body. The incident was believed to have occurred at the vicinity of Filio Damansara at 2:53 p.m. on the 9th of August this year. On the second charge, the accused and his accomplice were charged for attempting to steal the victim's bike at the same location and time. The charges against the suspects are under Section 324 of the same Act for voluntarily causing hurt and Section 393 of the Penal Code for attempted robbery. Magistrate M. Barat set bail at 6,000 ringgit with one surety and fixed the 26th of September for mention. Abu Bakar's mother, who attended the proceeding, agreed to be his bailer. However, counsel Dato Suraj Singh, who represented the accused when approached after the proceedings, said the family could not afford the bail. Police arrested Abu Bakar at 4:45 p.m. in Taman Kebong, Kuala Lumpur, 2 days after the incident. The other man involved in the attack is still at large. 7 people, including an elderly woman, was arrested along with drugs worth over 154,000 ringgit during 3 separate raids carried out at Pasir Mas, Pasir Putih and Bachok yesterday. Now, Kelantan Deputy Police Chief, Senior Assistant Commissioner or SAC Abdullah Muhammad Piah today said police seized 1.5 kilograms of heroin, 1,112 yaba pills and 17.57 grams of shabu. Now, during the arrest raid, the 2 siblings, aged 22 and 30, were detained along with their 62-year-old mother.
Mendapat bekalan daripada negara jiran dan dia pergi ambil sendiri di sana. Sayur dia bawa dengan lori bawa masuk. Jadi dadah ni dibawa melalui pekalan haram, melalui sungai. Dia tak bawa sekali dengan sayur. Dan saya juga menyeru kepada orang ramai lah supaya terus menyalurkan maklumat berhubung dengan pengedaran dan penyalahgunaan dadah.
All 3 were being remanded for 7 days starting today to facilitate investigations into the case under Section 39, subsection B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. In Kedah, 100 motorcyclists were detained during an operation dubbed Op Samsing to combat illegal motor racing activities. Last night's operation was conducted in Kampung Asampagi and Kampung Rasau Sungai Tiang, Pendang. Pendang Police Chief DSP Aris Sham Hamiza said all those arrested were aged between 12 and 25. Out of 65 motorcycles inspected, 51 were seized as they were believed to have been modified and used for illegal racing. DSP Aris called on parents to always monitor the movements of their children, especially at night, adding that this kind of activities also seemed to rise during the school holidays. Iskandar Putri police have successfully crippled several vehicle theft gangs under its Ob Lejang Khas operations conducted from January and ended last night. 18 motorcycles and 8 cars worth 288,000 ringgit were also seized. Iskandar Putri Deputy Police Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Matsum said 39 foreigners and locals aged between 13 and 45 were also arrested during the operations.
Kita juga telah berjaya menduduh 21 kes, iaitu 12 kes motosikal dan 9 kes motorkar. Dan hukuman-hukuman yang ataupun pertuduhan yang dijalankan melibatkan Seksyen 379 iaitu curi kenderaan, Seksyen 411 menyimpan barang curi, Seksyen 414 menghapus dan memindah barang curi, Seksyen 291 AKK memiliki barang curi, dan Seksyen 6(1)(c) Akta Immigration.
Superintendent Ibrahim added that 30 of the arrested suspects had previous criminal records. Authorities have recorded statements from 12 witnesses in relation to the accident which claimed the life of Syed Muhammad Daniel Syed Shaikir at kilometre 239 North-South Expressway near Bangi on Saturday. Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Commissioner Dato' Huzair Muhammad said 3 other witnesses have also provided their statements this evening. Now, meanwhile, police have received the post-mortem report done on Syed Muhammad Daniel. Information on the result, however, will not be disclosed to the public as it may interfere with a police investigation. Police have arrested 2 suspects believed to be involved in the incident and are currently under remand until Saturday. The case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code. A religious boarding school in Semeling Sungai Petani Kedah was razed in a fire early this morning. The building was unoccupied at that moment as all the students and teachers were on leave. State Fire and Rescue Department Operation Assistant Director Muhammadul Ehsan Muhammad Zain said the 2 fire engines from the Sungai Petani Fire and Rescue Department and 1 fire engine from the Malaysian Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association were rushed to the scene soon after a call was received at 4:45 a.m. The fire was managed to put under control at 5:13 a.m. The 2-story building, which is occupied by 21 students, were almost completely razed in the fire. Coming up next, no bailout if a national car project fails. Stay with us. Welcome back. The government has agreed to renew Lynas Corporation's license by 6 months to operate in Pahang, ending speculation on the fate of the rare earths processing plant. The Atomic Energy Licensing Board, which comes under the Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, in a statement said the license is, however, given based on several conditions. Now, amongst the conditions given is that the company must build its cracking and leaching facility outside of Malaysia within 4 years of the renewal, after which it would not be allowed to produce radioactive residue exceeding 1 becquerel per gram at its plant in Gebeng, Kuantan. It also said the company must identify a permanent disposal facility with a written approval from the relevant state government. Lynas has been embroiled in controversy for several years, with environmentalists and Pakatan Harapan politicians protesting against the plant on health grounds and calling for its closure. The company repeatedly defended the safety of its processing plant, pointing to multiple reviews carried out by local and international agencies, including the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency. Cabinet members have been split on the license renewal, with some voicing concern that the suspension of Lynas Corporation would have economic repercussions on Malaysia. Several DAP leaders said they would continue their protests against Lynas, including by suing the company if the government renews its license. The government will not bail out Dream Edge Sdn Bhd, the anchor company of the third national car project, if it fails. International Trade and Industry Minister Dato' Darryl Ley King said this is because the project is a private initiative, not by the government.
The government wants to support a new ecosystem, and I think this is the way forward. For me personally, I think when there's a good thing, we support it. If it fails, that is failure of management, that is failure of the product. But in this case, their product is very clear that they are able to work with a Japanese technology. They are very confident of it, and why should we kill it?
Dato' Darryl also said that Dream Edge has given its assurance that it will not seek a government funding. Asked why it is called a national car project when it is a private initiative, he explained that under the new proposed national automotive policy, national cars are now defined as those built in Malaysia by a Malaysian company which employs 90% or more Malaysians. He said this to the media at the launch of Malaysia's Aerospace Summit 2019 in Kuala Lumpur. The government is aiming for self-sufficiency in local fresh milk production within the next 5 years. Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Minister Dato Salahuddin Ayub said the country's self-sufficiency level for fresh milk stood at 61.44% as of last year, with efforts undertaken to increase production through the implementation of the National Dairy Industry Development Programme since 2017. Dato Salahuddin said the fresh milk must be locally produced to support the country's dairy industry, besides scrutinizing the selection of the company to ensure the quality of the milk.
Bagi pihak MOA, di atas cadangan itu kita akan mencadangkan berasal dengan kita punya pakar-pakaran kita daripada Jabatan Veteriner, dan kita ada farm fresh, kita ada evergreen farm di Sabah yang dimiliki oleh Dato' Yap, yang juga telah supply susu ini ke sekolah-sekolah. Jadi why not susu segar ini kita jadikan suatu makanan, satu bentuk bantuan kepada seluruh murid-murid sekolah kita supaya ia memberikan memberikan khasiat apa nutrition tu kita cadangkan kepada fresh milk. Ini maknanya MOA akan membawa perkara ini supaya diterima, insya-Allah, susu segar ini sebagai satu daripada bantuan yang diwajibkan kepada budak-budak sekolah.
Dato Salahuddin was met by reporters after officiating a dairy processing plant owned by the Holstein Milk Company Sdn Bhd in Muazzam Shah near Rompin, Pahang. The National Dairy Industry Development Programme said the minister involved several dairy valleys in the country, including the Muazzam Dairy Valley as well as the Mualim Dairy Valley in the Perak and Burnham Dairy Valley in Selangor. The Central Terengganu Development Authority, or Ketengah, has allocated 13 million ringgit this year in an effort to increase the income of the B40 group in rural areas. 2,000 target groups are expected to receive the benefit through the People's Welfare Development Scheme Programme, or SPKR, and the Farming Industry Project. Out of the total allocation, 3 million ringgit has been allocated to participants who will use it for the agro-based industry project, apart from the quail, village chicken and poultry industry. Ketengah Deputy General Manager of Operations Tengku Ahmad Nazri Tengku Musa said the project also involves agricultural products and fruit. SPKR, meanwhile, covers Income Improvement Program, Village Economic Improvement Program and Career Development Training. Tengku Ahmad Nazri said this when met at the Ketengah Korban and Akikah program held at the Sultan Mahmud Bandar Al Muktafi Billah Shah Mosque at Sungai Besi in Dungun, Terengganu. The country has seen a double-digit growth in domestic tourists by 10.9% in 2018. Now, the increase has also recorded a total of 78.3 million tourists compared to 70.5 million tourists in 2017. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato' Mohammadin Ketapi said domestic tourism expenditures has also increased by 60.4 billion ringgit compared to 54.1 billion ringgit in 2017. He said all of these figures are received from the Domestic Tourism Survey 2018 conducted in collaboration with the Department of Statistics Malaysia. Based on the figures, shopping expenditure recorded the highest percentage of 26.8%, followed by vehicle fuel expenditure by 15.4% and food and drinks expenditure by 13.9%. The state of Pahang, meanwhile, recorded the highest number of domestic tourists, followed by Johor, Perak, Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. Dato' Mohammadin said this while tabling the 2018 domestic tourism performance in Kuala Lumpur today. Resort owners should take the initiative to ensure the security of those at the resort by fixing closed-circuit televisions or CCTVs around their premises. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato' Mohammadin Ketapi said the decision for these cameras to be installed is under the jurisdiction of the local authority, or PBT.
actually, this thing is a common sense, you know. Kalau you nak membuat usaha penginapan dan sebagainya, you want people to stay with you. You know, you kena buat CCTV camera. Tak perlu kerjaan nak bagi tahu you must buat. You know, you are calling people to stay with you. You got to offer them with good facilities, including CCTV camera.
Dato Mohammadin said this in a press conference held in Putrajaya today. He added the checks will be conducted at all resorts nationwide soon to recommend the use of CCTVs as a form of security. Meanwhile, Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry Secretary General Dato Isham Ishak said every state director of tourism have been ordered to monitor the premises, including the resort. It aims to determine the level of security available. This matter was brought to light following the disappearance and tragic death of 15-year-old Franco-Irish teen Nora Chan. This week has cast a spotlight on security features at resorts nationwide following revelations that closed-circuit television cameras at the Dusun were limited to its reception area. Coming up in sports, a Challenge Cup defending champions fail to make home ground advantage. Stay with us. That story right now. On to sports. Challenge Cup defending champions Terengganu FC2 or TFC2 failed to make their home ground advantage count after being tied to a 2-2 draw with UKM FC at the Sultan Ismail Nasiruddin Shah Stadium in Kuala Terengganu. UKM FC and TFC2 now share 4 points after 2 games played, although the former remain as Group B leaders on goal advantage. In last night's game, the home team went in front through Bruno Suzuki's spot kick in the 20th minute after UKM FC player K. Ruben handled the ball in the penalty box. TFC2 doubled its lead 10 minutes later through Ivory Coast import Dechi Marcel, who scored off an assist from Mohammad Sharul Aizad Zulkifli. However, TFC2 failed to defend the lead after UKM FC raised the game in the second half with 2 goals. The varsity boys scored their first in the 55th minute through Iranian player Milad Zanetpour before substitute Faiz Hanif Adnan got the equaliser with just 2 minutes of regulation time left. Elsewhere, 2019 Premier League runners-up Johor Darul Ta'zim 2 or JDT2 secured its second consecutive win in the 2019 Challenge Cup after defeating Kelantan 1-0 in a Group A match at the Sultan Muhammad Keempat Stadium in Kota Baru last night. With the win, the Southern Tigers squad continued to top Group A with 6 points garnered and with 2 more games left. In the match, Lebanese forward Mohamed Gavar opened the scoring when he headed in a pass from Nicolas Alberto Fernandez in the 32nd minute. Kelantan was reduced to 10 men when Muhammad Azwan Muhammad Arifin received his second yellow for fouling a JDT2 player. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, starvation likely killed Nora Chan, no sign of foul play. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more news updates. I'm Adrian Seat. Thanks for watching.